Welcome to Double Take with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike.
I'm Matt.
And we are here to take a second look at games we've been playing this month. So what this show is going to be about is we wanted to do something a little extra. People have been asking us to do reviews for a little while now. There's a whole bunch of people on Twitter that say, hey, play this game, play that game. Unfortunately, we are not a massive company. We do not get copies of games just sent to us. We have to pay for all of this ourselves. So we decided to come up with a concept that is a little bit unique to us. So what we are going to be doing is what we will do once a month. Me and Matt are going to create a series of Let's Plays of all the video games that we are either playing that month or ones that we want to revisit that month, and we are going to look at those and sort of talk about them. But one thing very important is we are going to be getting rid of numbers. We're not going to be throwing numbers at this, so if that's what you're looking for, I apologize for that. You're not going to get them. We feel they're a little bit arbitrary and that they're I don't even know how to word this. They're very hurtful towards the video games that actually are. When you look at a game like Destiny as an example, which unanimously gets, around a 6.5 to 7.5 review score, and there's over 20 million people who have played the game. So reviews can be, and to go along with that, we actually have the internet explodes anytime Bungie does any sort of decision now that seems negative in any way. That's just all it is. So that's what we're going to be doing. This is sort of a pilot episode. It's like I said, it will be once a month. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick some games, and it'll just be me and Matt. So a little bit more direct at you. What do you think of that, Matt? What do you think about this?
Sounds good.
What do you think about the name Double Take?
I think it took us a while to figure it out,
yeah.
But we both loved it after we did it.
Absolutely. I think the main thing that to take away from this is that we are going to be doing absolutely our best to make sure that we discuss games fairly. So another thing is, as I mentioned, we're not getting review copies. These are all the reason we called it Double Take, and the reason it's going to be kind of taking a second look is because most of the time when we actually get the chance to do a review, this is going to be after all the review scores are already out. It's going to be our honest opinions about the games. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much all I need to discuss about that. So for the pilot episode, we're going to talk about a game that is many games. The Rare Replay. Yes. Rare Replay, 30 games, $30. Matt, what did you think about the presentation when we first jumped into it today? You'll see it running in the back on the screen. What did you think?
Well, I had actually put it in once before, and I just played one of the backwards compatible ones that I didn't actually get to see the intro. So seeing the intro for the first time today, like so many things, didn't recognize who any of them were, but the little popsicle stick figures I did enjoy.
It was awesome.
That was an amazing intro to the game.
Yep.
I might have been a little bit of an acid trip, but a lot was going on, but it was very enjoyable.
I think my exact words when we were doing the Let's Play was, if somebody had no context to what this was, it would just look like somebody came up with this on drugs. But yeah, so the intro, the presentation, I love the way that they've sort of put them in pictures that are almost like pop-up books.
Yep.
They took some of the more known games and they made these snapshot things where you can actually go in and play like a couple minutes of a level to give sort of the gist of what it is. Our Let's Play took us on a few games that we didn't have any idea what they were.
There was actually games older than me that we played.
Yeah, absolutely, and games that came out the same year you were born. That being said, I don't know how kids got through these games.
Not a clue.
What is it, jetpack?
Yeah.
You're flying around with a jetpack, but there's meteors that are moving faster than you are that you have to try and dodge and stuff. And all the controls are as you hit up. Anyway, we died a lot. We didn't really accomplish anything in that one. We
built the rocket.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we did build the rocket. Died before it could do anything with the rocket because you had to go get something else. What other games did we play? We played Wolf. Was it Wolf? Saberwolf.
Saberwolf, yeah.
Which I thought, okay, this sounds really cool. And I've never heard of this game before in my life. And you go in, and it's this, like, colorful bug safari.
Yeah.
Why is that called Saberwolf?
We didn't get past the first level.
Yes, that's true. You start off in a room. It took me 4 lives to get out of the room, and then I stood there trying to fight off rhinos and stuff, and that didn't work.
No, it didn't work at all for you.
And then we moved on to everybody's sort of the talk of what Rare Replay was including, because Microsoft's been doing a really good job kind of marketing them. I think they're really trying to search for characters that are other than Master Chief and I guess Marcus Phoenix, but not as much. Maybe looking for more characters and stuff. So we played Battletoads, which they made way easier.
Yeah, so much easier.
They have unlimited continues now, it seems, because we died, a million times as one does in Battletoads, and we just kept hitting A and we keep playing through it. What did you think about that? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think we'll actually be able to finish the game now, so I'm going to go with good thing.
I'm going to agree with that. I think it's a good thing because otherwise people would just be like, all of these games are very frustrating because they're actually very hard, but Battletoads specifically, I think this game is more of like a jump in, really great presentation, all sorts of games that you can play. That being said, you end up like if it was still the same difficulty and there was not unlimited continues, you would end up never playing that game. You would jump into it once and be like, Battletoads, this is what they're all talking about. And then you'd throw the controller through the window, hit some old lady walking outside the house. She would fall over and get run over by a car. And it's just bad things happen. Bad things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
We tried to stay clear of all the single player games just for our Let's Play, only because there was 2 of us there playing something like Banjo-Kazooie or Conker's Bad Fur Day. It takes a little while to get going. Although Conker's Bad Fur Day it's kind of funny at the first, but it's also a little inappropriate and stuff like that. Banjo-Kazooie, again, like it takes a while to get going, and it's a collect-a-thon, so it's not really the best way to do a Let's Play. Then we moved on to Perfect Dark, which is the best game on the Rare Replay. Matt, how do you feel about Perfect Dark?
I felt good until you got those overpowered guns of death.
Oh, God, that game. So we did some multiplayer. We played against some simulants, whatever the hell you want to call them. They won.
They got first.
Matt got second. And then I was mad, so we had a death match, and I put on classic power weapons. I jumped in, found this RCP-45 gun of death, and was basically a one-shot to Matt. One thing that was hard to get used to was the auto-aim in that. There's no auto-aim in like any other game anymore, so it's just like you hold the trigger, the gun moves to the thing's head. It was interesting.
Well, he had a little bit of an unfair advantage to start, considering my controller was set to not inverted and southpaw.
The bottom line is it was still 10-0. I just want to go out there and say that.
Because you got the ultimate weapon of death, and then you got my ultimate weapon of death.
Yeah,
and then you had
dual. And then I had dual-wield ultimate weapon of death, which is actually, it's just so satisfying. Every time you saw me, you shot me a bunch of times, and I was just like, gunned you down.
2 point-blank shotguns and 1 bullet from you.
2 point-blank shotguns. Yeah, shotguns in that game weren't very good. That being said, so presentation I really liked of this game. The games themselves, and people can disagree with me all they want. This game is getting crazy numbered reviews, like really, really great, well reviewed. It is a cool collection. I don't think the games, like 90% of them, hold up. Banjo-Kazooie would be the only one that I'd probably revisit and play through. Battletoads, I get frustrated with that game, even though there's unlimited continues. Because there's unlimited continues, you can finish it, but because there's unlimited continues, you end up like it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. You're just mashing one button to try and get through the game because the game is so goddamn hard. I'd like to try some of the other ones just to see how they made out with that. There's a few that I actually have never played for very long. I played Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for a little while, but it wasn't very good. Any of them that you're gonna try and play? I know you own the game now, so.
Well, I have. I put Viva Pinata in. Wasn't really my type of game, but I might go back to it just because I started now.
Yep.
I will go back to Battletoads. I'm gonna put all the Banjos and Conkers back on. Won't do Let's Plays of those because they are slow to get going. But I might try a 100% run on Banjo because I've always missed like 3 collectibles every time I've done it. So
yeah, I remember that me, my mom, and my brother all had a Banjo-Kazooie file. It was all the same file, and we just played through it to try and get everything, and we still never did it. We were pretty young when it came out, though. My mom was actually the best player in the house. That being said, I think if 30 games for $30, this is definitely fan service. They're probably not going to make any money off this. In our city, you can't find a physical copy.
No, I had to get it digitally.
Yeah, they're really pushing digital. Another thing I don't like is that to access like games like Perfect Dark for the Xbox 360 or Perfect Dark Zero, it's not in the collection. Once you launch it, it launches into a separate file, and then you have to go back into Rare Replay to get to the rest of the games.
You still press the button the exact same way, though.
Oh, does it work? Does it go back to the game, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Did it the exact same way.
All right, then
when I
that's
backed
my
it
fault. That's my misunderstanding. So yeah, as I mentioned, we're gonna try and get rid of. We're not gonna talk about numbers. We're not gonna do anything like that. Basically, sort of thumbs up, thumbs down. Would you recommend it to people? Even though it's only $30, even though it's 30 games, so it's $1 a game. If you want to find out what your parents are talking about when they say you don't even know what hard games are, buy it.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, if you're a modern gamer and all you're into is, like Call of Duty and Destiny and games like that, I really think it's going to be like a nostalgia trip for about 10 minutes, and you're never going to go back to it, with the exception of 2 games, because Viva Pinata is very well received by everybody, and Banjo-Kazooie and Conker's Bad Fur Day. I guess those are the 3 that I would say, but I don't know. What do you think?
Sideways
thumb. So
sideways thumb.
we'll give it like a sort of a sideways thumb, which is sort of read a little bit more into it. Check out the games for yourself. Maybe check out our Let's Play to see some of the games. But like I said, we played it for about 45 minutes or so, and I was already sort of feeling like, okay, yeah, I'd mess around with Perfect Dark with some friends. I'd play Banjo-Kazooie again, maybe Conker's Bad Fur Day, but Conker's Bad Fur Day does not hold up. And yeah, I think that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
I think that's it. So yeah, that's sort of the idea of what we're going to be doing with Double Take. Every month we're going to try and have at least 3-4 games to talk about. We're going to roll some footage as we talk about the games from our Let's Plays, and we're going to try and maybe open your eyes a little bit to what you experience in the games themselves. So rather than throw like a sticker on it that says 8.0 or 7.0 and then makes you think, well, 7's not very good, but when really it is very good, and then everybody has to argue over it. Yeah, that's going to be our approach to this. Sound good?
Sounds good.
So check out gamingleg.com for everything and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's in order.